It's the Touring Car Masters back at their spiritual home here for this round of the championship, the retro round. So we take a look at your starting grid. Richard Crowell alongside me, Matt Nolte for this one. John Bowen, Stephen Johnson on the front row. Qualifying order set this one up for the trophy race yesterday. Eddie Abel-Nigra and Ryan Hansford on the second row. Tony Karanfilowski, great job yesterday in race number 1. Adam Garwood will join him down to Cameron Mason and Jim Richards.
The most experienced and successful TCM driver at Sandown goes from the 5th row. Terry Lawler and Graham Alexander next. Some drivers to watch from the back of the field. Rusty French with an engine change overnight in the Sky Sands Mustang. Watch for car number 4. From the last row, gee, there's some firepower in this field. Matt Nolte and Bowen Johnson on the front row at retro round. It all makes sense, doesn't it?
We do it once a year. These guys do it all year long at the spiritual home. Wait for these guys to fan out. The rolling starts we love with Touring Car Masters, and some famous names on the front rows. We come to take the green flag here in race number 2. We're underway, and watch the field spread out on the run down to turn number 1. Johnson has got the measure, but Bow will have him under brakes as we go down to turn number 1.
More horsepower in car 17, better brakes in 18 in the lighter Tirana, and it gets down the inside, and that's a Tirana spinning. Adam Garwood, who started in the trophy race on Friday, pointing in the wrong direction and watches a 20-car field drive by.
Right to the back of the field he goes. The rest of the field thankfully getting through this section of the course after yesterday. Drier conditions, but you still need to stay off those curves.
How was the slide from Stevie J out on the exit curb at turn 4? Getting all that horsepower to the ground. It's John Bower at the back. Now in qualifying, the Tirana was good in sectors 1 and 3. Stephen Johnson really good in the middle sector, which is this long back straight. Up the hill to turn 6. It's a big brake lock up from Jason Gomersall. It's still going, he's in the fence. Enormous impact. The big mate Tirana has gone in hard. That was a long, long brake lock up. Just did not get the car stopped and turned in. He's gone into the tyres hard. Will be under safety car straight away. A big impact for Jason Gomersall.
That is the second big impact for this car, prepared by Matt Stone Racing. And that tyre wall has claimed another car. The big mate Tirana, he steps out. But man, has there some damage to the number 35 Tirana.
So the Vodafone safety car will grab the field. The bigger story is making sure that Jason is okay. You could see him climbing from the car. Medical teams in attendance very, very quickly. Jason just jumping into the left rear door of the team medical Commodore, so he's good. These cars are very strong. They might be old retro race cars, Matt, but they've got absolutely modern, up-to-date safety standards. Roll cages, the seat, all of the driver protection is very, very strong. And he's been able to climb out of that. What an impact.
We saw it from the onboard, didn't we? A big cloud of white smoke. Interesting to see what actually happened. Here we go. White and red Tirana in shot. Lock the left front. It just went on, and wait for the impact. Similar to what we saw with Golding's impact last year on lap 1 during the 500.
And Will Davison and Michael Caruso back in 2010 at the same point. It's claimed some cars that corner. That was huge. This was the view we're watching live. So enormous brake lock up and just couldn't get the car turned in, and crunch. Just did the 180 in the air when it was in the fence. Check this out.
Man, it's pushed the arm car win at the back, so it's gone right into a tyre wall that's 4 levels deep. Remember Simon Wills had a roll over there back in the warm-up session, 2004, I think that was.
Almost ended up over the fence.
Yeah.
Willsy, another look at speed. So it's a 265km/h approach to that corner in a Touring Car Masters car, even on the opening lap of a race. It's quite a big break, and they slow the cars to about 165 km/h. At turn 6, look at the air.
Keep in mind, that crash he had at Winton, this team burnt the midnight oil to get that car repaired for Darwin. They're strong, but they have their limits.
There was an enormous rebuild after that unfortunate crash at Winton, where he spun coming out of turn 1 and was collected by 7 or 8 cars there. The Matt Stone Racing team who prepared this car did a huge job to get it fixed. There is Matt and the team watching on. And Jimmy Stone as well, heavily involved in this program. It's one of the nicest and best prepared cars, and Jason, such an enthusiastic supporter and a guy that's come on leaps and bounds in his driving, Matt, over the last couple of years, working closely with Todd Hazelwood. Todd actually does the stickers on the Matt Stone Racing fleet. They're going to have to put some new vinyl on that car to make it looking pretty for Bathurst. Big impact. So there's a big repair here So there's some safety considerations to take into place. The Armco barrier will need to be checked, and those tyres will need to be put back in place. And we're understanding that this race has been declared.
Confirmation just from race control a few moments ago. That is going to take some time to repair. So the race will be declared at the end of this lap. The red flags have come out for the big impact on the opening lap for Jason Gomersall.
And because they haven't completed 70% of the race distance, or even half of the race distance, it will be a no race. So there'll be no result for that. So the deadlock continues in the championship. Obviously, we've got bigger fish to fry in terms of a story at the moment with making sure that Jason is okay. And they'll bounce back for race 3 on Sunday here at Sandown. But that's enormous. That is a very, very big crash. And pleased that Jason got out of the car under his own steam. He can fix racing cars. It's great that the driver's okay.